Cheers!
Cheers! Welcome to Movie
Bitches! Ooh, I
We
said
both
it weird.
said
I
it
said it like your
weird.
mom.
Leave it in.
RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars 5, Episode 5. I mean, okay, can we just pause for a second
Yeah.
and think about the insanity that they were like, you know what we should do? As if back-to-back seasons weren't already a lot of Drag Race. Let's then launch an offshoot in Canada.
Oh, you're talking about Canada's Drag when they
40% of the way through this season. What's happening? It's just so much. I can't fathom it.
When they because there was like a long ad for it at the end of this episode, and I was like, nah, I can't do it. I think it's because I think the plan was Jeffrey Bowyer-Chapman was on this episode, and he's a permanent judge on Canada, and so they were like, oh, we'll tie it in, and we'll get all those Jeffrey Bowyer-Chapman stan fans. And they're going to come right over here. And I'm like, they're already going over there. Who cares?
Sure. But also, why not have Brooklyn Heights be the lip sync assassin?
Hello. We'll talk about it because I had some questions this week.
Well, yeah, we will talk about it, yes. But first things first, this week we are spotlighting Queen Culture Initiative. Their mission is to promote social and cultural empowerment of transgender women of color by fostering community while articulating and building joyful futures for transgender women of color. So that's very nice and positive. Love it. There's a link down below. Click, donate, follow them, all of that good stuff. Still call your senators.
Yes. Ring them bells.
You got to ring them bells. Get your voices heard. Make a difference. Donate. It's all very important.
Every little bit helps. And the link and the description are all down in the description.
While you're down there, make sure to subscribe, share, click the little thumbs up, like button, comment, and tell us, I don't know, all sorts of fun things. We'll talk about the drama, so I'm sure there'll be lots of fan, opinions on the real tea. I don't know how much I care, but we can talk about it as a group, as a collective. Anyway, second thing second, shout out to our wine sponsor, Wink. Go to trywink.com/moviebitches. You get $22 off your first month of wine.
Yeah.
Third things third, thank you to our Patreon supporters. $5 a month or more gets you early access. $10 a month or more, or pounds or euros or Australian dollars. They just introduced support for multiple currencies.
Oh,
very
what was
exciting.
It before?
I think they made people convert through their credit card or whatever.
Oh, annoying.
Yeah, because sometimes, those foreign transaction fees or whatever, I don't know. Some people wouldn't do it. So now they have support for multiple currencies. So
I love that.
It's $10 a month or I think €9.50.
Oh, ooh, hey, that's a steal right there. I was trying to think of what a universal value is, 10 gold
Bitcoin?
pieces or, Bitcoin, something like that. 10 of your valued money.
10 of your valued money or month or more gets you access to our viewing party. This week, sadly, we had some very tough technical difficulties, but we powered through.
Severe technical problems.
It was a weird episode. The lapis lazuli was not having it. Alexis Mateo, sorry, girl. I don't know.
She should have seen it coming, Andrew. She should have seen it coming.
Oh, I saw that coming. I am psychic.
I'm excited. This is actually a very good episode.
Yeah, it was. There was some things that were funny.
There were. I laughed
in a weird way and in a funny way.
Yes. I laughed a lot at the Snatch Game of Love, a lot more than last season's.
Oh yeah.
That I did not find particularly entertaining. So
we'll get into why I think that is. Everyone comes back. Mayhem has mayhem.
She voted for herself.
She voted for herself? Living for Shay. I did not come here to give up.
I did not come here to give up. Okay? I can't even spell that. I'm gonna call my mama and she gonna come and whoop your ass.
I think it's weird. I mean, again, we've talked about this a million times, and it seems like, for the next 7 seasons of All Stars coming within the next 5 months, that we'll be talking about it again.
All via Zoom.
Obvious. But I think the format just lends itself to like negativity, and it's not fun. But anyway, the voting for yourself thing is tough, where it's like, well, like she said, there was just 2 of them. I mean, I think no matter what, for me, you're in a competition. So Tough Nubbins, sorry, girl, I don't want to go home. So yes, I'm going to say my
Tough
partner.
Nubbins.
Well,
Tough Nubbins. Is that a thing?
I think so. I don't know. It is now. Whatever.
It sounds like a thing I would make up.
Maybe it's a thing that I made up.
I love it.
It's sad and it's frustrating. I don't know if they're taking a spot from someone else because they were put in the bottom. It's not like they were like, I mean, it wasn't Bendela crumbing it. Not that, like, I mean, obviously she was winning the whole time and then was like, I hate this shit. Different, but still like.
There's just been so many disqualifications of themselves. Like, what's that called? Where you like Ben, Adore, Gina, Mayhem. Like, there's just been so much that I'm like, I feel like we need to recalibrate this.
Exactly. It seems detrimental to their mental health that there's been 4 queens that are like, well, I guess I should go home. I don't know.
I'm sure there's more that we're forgetting also, potentially.
I'm sure.
But anyway, loving this India power bottoming from, or topping from the bottom. What was it? Power bottoming?
#power bottom.
It's just so fucking tight.
It's so tight.
What was the thing from 50 Shades, whichever one? When she's like, I'm topping from the bottom. What did she say? Remember at the end?
Oh,
or he said,
yeah.
Oh, Miss Gray, nice job topping from the bottom, or something like that.
Something like that. Those movies were terrible.
Oh, fully, yeah.
Yeah. I'd forgotten about them.
I could just barely fit my finger in it.
Oh, I'm so excited. I want to shake it.
Oh, it's so tight.
It went on for so long. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Oh, so tight back there. Oh my God. Can you loosen it up? How can you get in there? Oh, just it lasted a while and I enjoyed that.
Shay, just do it.
Yeah.
I want the show to be as outrageously gay as it could be.
Yes.
Come on.
Yeah.
They're obviously having fun with each other some of the time. Just put that in there.
Exactly. The show should be engineered around them having the silliest fun. Like Untucked, it should just be literally engineered of like, okay, well, what can we give them to make silly, dramatic, fun, nonsense moments?
But Ru walks in and we find out that it's the Snatch Game of Love.
I didn't hate it as much this time as I did last time.
And I think, anyway, we'll get into it. But should I wear this black turban or should I wear this black turban?
This black turban or this black turban?
Or maybe this black turban.
Oh my God. I know that Ellen also likes a pussy.
I know Ellen likes pussy too.
So everyone's picking out their wigs and who's they going to be? Who are they going to be? And I mean, Shay being Flava Flav was truly inspired.
I was a little nervous, but I was like, no, she'll be fine. Everyone always does that, like, ooh, it's a risk to do like a cis straight man on Snatch Game. And I'm like,
as Michelle needed to point out.
So I have this thing with doing cis male hetero characters on Snatch Game because, this is a drag show.
well, right. I'm like, okay.
That was so awkward.
It was. And it's just so stupid where to me, it's like, we've had this conversation enough times at this point where it's been done so well pretty much every single time it's been brought up that I'm like, I think this conversation is dead. We're cool. No one's concerned. We've all seen that it can work. We've had a fucking sexy robot work. As long as you're draggy and you're funny, it literally doesn't matter. So can we please just shut up about it? But anyway.
So then Ru's coming around and there's Blair with this wig. And I was like, holy fucking shit. Is she going to do Mary Martin? Because if she does Mary fucking Martin, I'm going to be so excited. And then I was like, no, she probably doesn't know who Mary Martin is. But is she going to do Julie Andrews? Holy shit. Is she going to do? Oh, no, it's Ellen. It's Ellen.
Yeah. Was it Ellen? I think it's hard. Ellen's a hard one to sound like. And I don't think there are that many people that can do it successfully. It's interesting. She didn't have like a just keep swimming joke. That would have been an easy little thing to lob out there.
I'm just gonna say it. Where were the jokes?
Well, yes.
Where were the jokes?
Where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? Where are the jokes?
Well, and then I loved this. I was skeptical, but apparently Rue knew right away that Alexis
yes.
Mateo was going to be, what was his name?
Walter Mercado.
Right, Walter Mercado.
The Latin American Liberace. I did not know this person. Oh boy, am I excited that now I do.
Yeah.
When Rue was like, I know this wig. I know exactly who you're, and then they did a side by side. I was like, those are different. Like the hair is not the same.
For me, it was a situation of, this is not close enough. It's not exactly spot on enough that I would believe, because I was already skeptical, that I would believe that you immediately knew exactly who this somewhat obscure person was.
I know exactly who you're doing. It's Walter Mercado. I mean, Rue does know a bunch of weird shit, so who knows?
Yes. Yes. Actually, I do know who Walter Mercado was, and I'll tell you why. Do you remember that documentary at Sundance this year, Mucho Mucho Amor, that I wanted to see but we didn't have time to see, and then we're like, well, it's gonna be on Netflix anyway?
Oh, yeah, wasn't the description, it's the Latin American Liberace?
That's what just made me remember it. And I was like, wait a second. Well, weirdly, it just released like 4 days after this episode on Netflix. But so if you want to learn more about Walter Mercado, I have not seen the documentary yet, but Mucho Mucho Amor.
We find out that India is going to do Jeffree Star, the YouTube makeup personality, who, yikes. Yeah, it's not good.
Yeah, I mean, obviously when she filmed this, she didn't know, right? Although I think there's been controversy around Jeffree Star for a little while. So I'm like, maybe you just don't go there. Also,
it didn't work out.
It was a poor concept.
It didn't work out.
It did not work out.
Yeah, somehow no one's found a way to do like YouTube stars. Even if somebody did like Tyler Oakley, it's like, well, what's the joke?
I mean,
anyway,
maybe you could do like Jenna Malone. That's her name, right?
Jenny Marbles?
Jenna Marbles.
Jenna Marbles.
Yeah.
Jenny Malone.
Jenna Malone. But that's
Jenna Malone. That's from 30 Rock.
Who?
Isn't that Jane Krakowski's character on 30 Rock? Maloney? Jenna Maloney?
Isn't Jenna Malone an actress? In Pride and Prejudice and another.
Life is a House. It's Willow in her crib.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
I thought I saw someone.
Well, you did see someone. That's Willow, and she's in her crib. She's sleeping.
Maroney?
Jenna Maroney is 30 Rock. And Jenna Malone is an actress and a real person.
Oh boy. We need to
have some more ginkgo biloba.
I take ginkgo biloba for my memory, but then I forgot to take it. So it's a catch-21, I suppose.
22.
I think the other hard part is, and I'm assuming that they told them they were going to do Snatch Game of Love, or they could assume from the previous season.
Which I think is a very different choice to be made.
Yep. Snatch Game and Snatch Game of Love, different questions, different interactions. It's a different type of person that you want to be.
But I did love when Rue is talking to India.
Jeffree Star, what did you have for breakfast this morning?
I had some cock and marijuana
and cock or something, and Rue's just like, no. Like, that was kind of funny.
Sure.
But then Rue's whole thing about, I don't see why that's any of your business. Loved it.
What do you think of the weather outside?
I don't see how that's any of your business.
Did you? I don't know. I was like, Rue, it's been many years now that we've heard you say this joke, and I don't know how funny it is. Like, it can be funny.
Yes.
The examples weren't funny to me.
But I was genuinely surprised Indio didn't at some point use it, because she was clearly like, use this. And she wasn't. I don't see why that's any of your business. So, Jeffree Star, what did you have for breakfast? I don't see why that's any of your business.
That would have been very smart of her. Do you
think that somebody should do or could do or would do Santino for Snatch Game. Like angry, I've been fired, like Santino. And then you could like judge everyone's looks and just be like, this tickety tack tacky, what is happening here? Would it be funny?
Maybe. I think in the right hands, maybe Alaska Thunderfuck. Yes. What if someone did Lucian Piane?
Ooh. You would have to have nerves of steel.
Yep.
You'd have to have just your ovaries, you know, engorged in a bag, dragging you to the floor. Because do you go there? You have to go there.
You have to go there.
If you do that, you have to go there. And if you go there, yikes.
Yep.
Maybe Alaska again.
It takes a very or Katya, I think, could probably take the comedic genius level of like, oh God, she did it. She went there. Oh, yeah.
Every time I look at a bus stop, I think of you.
So quick commercial break, and we will be back with Snatch Game of Love. I don't know what that was, but
ba-bum, ba-bum.
Oh, Jeffrey Bowyer-Chapman.
Ruth thought so too.
Oh, we will talk about it after this commercial.
So round 1 of Snatch Game of Love. So Tommy Dorfman comes out in this like Brady Bunch onesie jumpsuit.
Yeah.
Velcroed, wide belted.
Yeah.
70s. I liked it.
I liked it a lot.
He seems fun and fab, and I liked him a lot. Like even his fashion later, I was like, yeah, what's going on here? Love it.
Yep.
He seems great.
Well, and I mean, okay, this might sound a little shady. No shade, because he's very beautiful, but maybe like he's just real pretty. Olympic sports athlete.
Gus Kenworthy.
Yeah, maybe he didn't have the comedic chops as much.
Who are you talking about? Who are we shading? What's going on?
Gus Kenworthy.
Oh, but what does that have to do with Tommy Dorfman?
Because Tommy Dorfman was funny and Gus Kenworthy was not. Remember, we preferred Kenan Lonsdale's? We were like, oh, he was great. That was fun.
Yes.
But then Gus Kenworthy was like, you're gorgeous. But
there's a long walk, and I didn't know where we were ending up and where we started. So you're saying no shade to Gus Kenworthy.
Yeah.
No shade to Gus Kenworthy.
Yeah.
You're beautiful, but much preferred.
Yeah.
Tommy Dorfman. Great. Love it.
Also is a very attractive guy. But like, you know,
very cute. I was so confused, Andrew.
I couldn't remember his name, so it really was like the wheels were spinning. Anyway.
So they put up the sugar wall, and we get our first 3 contestants, and it's Miss Cracker and Walter Mercado. And I'm sorry, literally, they showed the 3 of them, and I was like, why is Miss Cracker just dressed like Miss Cracker?
Rude. I mean, fair.
Kudos to Miss Cracker. Hey, you look like Lady Gaga. I don't know. But I was genuinely like, oh, is she doing herself? That's an odd choice. It's like, oh, I'm a celebrity, you know? I don't know. What are we doing?
Who's your celebrity crush? My fiance.
My fiance. I'm in love with my fiance.
I'm in love with my fiance. His name is RJ, and nothing can take him away.
India, you ain't dating no celebrity. We all know that.
Okay, girl. Sure. Yeah. But
yeah, Ms. Cracker. She came out and it was like, ooh, Lady Gaga. And I went, oh no.
Well, because, okay, remember, I don't know when, at some point we had said, maybe somebody could try and do Gaga and do 100 people in a room Gaga.
There could be 100 people in a room and maybe 99 of them don't believe in you, but one of them has $100,000 to give away, so I'm happy to be here.
Okay.
Club, bus, club.
Another club.
Another club. Another club.
Another
like,
club.
We were like, we're willing to see. Nope. She proved it. We can't. No more Gaga.
No more.
Unlike Eartha Kitt, who maybe people just keep doing till the end of time because I'm not mad at it.
No, I think Juju nailed it. I think it was perfection, and that was all that we ever need.
But
chapter closed. Done.
Gaga, it's just like, it's bad. It's bad.
Yep.
It's bad. It's worse. It's boring. It's not good.
Yeah.
I don't think it works.
It doesn't work.
What if you had? I mean, I know I know we keep doing this. What if you had like a hand puppet that was like Bradley Cooper and you had a lot of chemistry with him? No?
No.
Too much?
I mean, she could have done that, like right in the Snatch Game of Love. Is that you, Bradley? Are we gonna get together? Like, she just seemed unenthused. She seemed kind of checked out. There wasn't a lot going on. It was like, where are the jokes, kind of, right? She did the nose thing, but like,
right. But that's like very visual for
when there's a
like,
sugar wall, right? That doesn't help him react, right? And I think that's part of it, is that you kind of have to
interact
be playing both to the audience and also to the person over there. You have to interact with them audibly.
Yeah.
It's I think it's a harder challenge than regular Snatch Game.
In many ways, yes. I think it's easier in some ways that there's less people to contend with.
Yes.
Harder in a lot of other ways. Cracker was there. She didn't say a lot.
I think she deserved to be in the bottom.
Yes. Sure. I don't disagree. Well, it was weird that she made that 100 people in a room joke last week.
Right.
I mean, this week. I was like,
that's I guess she knew that she was going to be Gaga. But
it's just odd.
Yeah.
Maybe she doesn't have this much forethought, but maybe then as Cracker on season 5, like, keep making that joke. Like, pull a Chad and it's Happy Hunger Games and just make that your theme.
May the odds be ever in your favor.
Next to her is Walter Mercado.
Oh my God.
She was having fun.
Yes.
I bet you have a belt right now.
I'm canny.
Oh my God.
And like her hand movements, she was cracking up with, oh.
Incredible.
And I see your favorite smell is
vanilla. Because everybody loves fucking vanilla, man. Pick me. It doesn't take a 6 cent, baby.
I mean, she definitely broke character at least once.
Oh,
but it made me laugh.
When Cracker just took her question.
It was my question, dumb bitch. But you didn't see that one coming. I did.
She really understood the challenge, which is that like you have to just have fun and be funny, and you have to encapsulate this person, but you don't have to be true to life.
No, you should be bigger than life, if anything.
Exactly.
And she was going in on India.
Because I am a psychic and I can tell she's confused and she regrets being here.
I mean, it definitely dug her grave, I think.
I thought maybe that had something to do with drama that happens later. On some level.
Feed you this ice cream sandwich between these legs.
He don't want it. He don't want it. I can see it in the future.
Stars?
Interesting. There was like resentment in the air.
Building, stewing.
Yeah. Huh.
And then next up, India Farah as Jeffree Star. And the look, from what I understand of Jeffree Star, was spot on.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of reference points. I think they don't necessarily take that into account in the judging. And maybe they should. I'm not saying India shouldn't have been in the bottom by any means. But she did have a look. She transformed her face. And I just thought I would give her credit for that. She had the look right.
I agree. I think it was really frustrating because the whole everyone's in the bottom thing, I think was...
Hated it.
I mean, again, we talked about this last week, right? Where I was like, is it 3? Is it 2? Is it 5 now? 3? But 3?
Will a Fosse neck do it? No.
But I would have put Blair and Cracker in the bottom 2, and that would have been my bottom 2. And I think honestly, maybe if you were to do it
over India, wow.
I thought they were more boring and didn't try as hard.
I think Blair's runway kept her out of the bottom.
Fair. Okay, sure. Yes, okay, because oh my God, India's look definitely put her in the bottom. I'm sorry. Yes.
The realization you are right. Oh my God, you're right because of oh God. So anyway, I actually didn't think India was that bad. I thought she had plenty to say. She wasn't a flat line. It wasn't particularly funny. It wasn't, a revelation. But I thought she tried and like stayed in the moment.
Yes.
I didn't think she was awful.
I agree.
And they edited it like she was awful. And I just was like, well.
Smells like a cheap wig, cheap dollar store cosmetics, vodka with a splash of regret. Poof. You didn't see that one coming.
Although I can't defend her big pink vault.
My big pink vault.
Oh, it was really.
The buildup, it made me laugh because it was just like my big pink vault.
What?
What?
What was interesting to me, and maybe it's just because I don't know Jeffree Star, but like there didn't seem to be anything personal. Unless, does Jeffree Star make songs?
I'll give you Dairy Queen, pink dreams, tongue all on your ice cream, open up my thighs, show you the surprise.
Or raps?
I literally have no
Spoken
idea.
word things whatever that was.
I don't know, but I do know that I also have no idea who Walter Mercado is, and I was like having a great time. So you know, it's a tightrope.
So then next they bring out Jeffrey Bowyer-Chapman, who is just very charming. That smile and everything, I'm just like, hello.
He's a real dreamboat.
Yes. I was laughing in our viewing party that you and I kind of decided that he's not a particularly skilled actor.
Oh, good. You noticed that too?
Well, we had talked about that already from Unreal, you know, where it was like, oh, the later seasons, I mean, the show itself also kind of nosedived, but also his character, they were just like, well, we don't know what to do with him.
And then later they asked more emotional range from him, and it was like, oh no. Also, he is in Falling in Love, which was an experience that I had. And so was Man Bun from Unreal. He's the other love interest. Weird.
Oh, really? The Australian?
Yeah.
Oh, I'd be stuck in it with him. That's all I'll say.
And so Jeffrey Bowyer-Chapman comes out, and Rue and him have a moment.
This was from the last
several
one,
moments.
Right?
This was from when they did the Bachelor thing.
That's what it was. Yes. They're like fake the fire of love or whatever.
The Bitchler?
It was the Bitchler.
No, you're thinking Burning
Love. Yeah, but no, but it was like that. The Bitchler was basically Burning Love, but not funny.
But unfunny. But anyway, yes, they have a moment.
And then we get Bad Ellen. I don't know. I'm sorry.
She was wearing more makeup than I think Ellen has ever worn collectively in her life. And I just thought that was a weird choice, because if you're trying to look like Ellen, like that's where I'm like splitting hairs, where I'm like, oh, India did a very good visual representation of her person. Blair, for me, if I looked at this, I would say soccer mom person.
I thought this was probably the worst performance.
I don't think I could seduce you. I think I'll have to pass it on to the next one.
I'm passing it to the next contestant. Like, she's just like, bleh, and I was like, oh no.
Oh no. Oh no.
I wrote down in my notes, poor Blair. Oh.
All right. White people, right?
Back in my day, we called this white noise.
She just got run over. Just like
flattened like Dr. Doom. No, what is it from Roger Rabbit? Mr. Doom?
Oh,
the dip.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fucking scared me.
Retro review?
Fully. Yeah, I mean, Blair didn't really have an angle on Ellen, right? I mean, she's just Ellen. You know, she's nice. You know what I mean? There's not much, you know, she chose to pick that Ellen, you know. Could you have, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like if you really went in on Ellen, people might get mad at you, even though it may or may not be in some ways accurate. Not sure.
I don't think
know.
people would get mad
I don't
at
know.
You. Especially not in today's climate. She didn't know, to be fair. Like, she didn't know when she was doing Ellen.
What's going on with Ellen?
Well, first of all, Ellen is notoriously a huge bitch. Literally, everyone that's ever worked with her is like, she's a full bitch. We hate her.
Oh.
She's so rude to everyone, dismissive. She doesn't care about people. She's just like notoriously one of the worst people to work for.
It seems to me when reached the kind of acclaim that she's reached and can do whatever you want to do, you should be a little bit more magnanimous and a little bit less of a...
Well, and then of course, there was the whole George Bush thing that people got angry about. When she was like laughing and keeking it up with George Bush at like some football game or whatever, in like the box.
Because they were like sitting next to each other, right?
Yeah, and everyone's like, oh, you're just like laughing, along with a war criminal. And they were like, okay, a whole thing. It was like very sensitive. It was like, okay, let's calm down. Like so she goes on in her show and she's like, we can be civil even though we disagree or whatever.
Right.
My problem with her was like, yes, I think that's very nice. However, you now have a platform. You can also point out the fact that he stood against gay marriage for his entire presidency.
Sure.
Anyway, whatever. I think she didn't handle it great. And then the most recent thing.
Who knew? I mean, apparently everyone but me.
The most recent, the coronavirus thing was that when she had to quarantine in her house, she's like, oh, it's like we're in prison. It's so awful. And it's like, bitch, you're living in a $30 million house with servants bringing you everything. Shut the fuck up. And then
there's more.
So then she started doing her show from her living room, but they fired her original crew from the show and hired non-union crew to come in. Oh no, you froze again. It's a really good freeze frame if it shows up. Oh, now I'll zoom. It like went all fast forward. Are you back?
Wait, they fired her crew because
coronavirus, the show shut down, and then hired a non-union crew that was cheaper to come work at her house and set everything up.
Yikes.
So anyway, yeah, Ellen's been, raked through the coals or whatever.
It's a rocky road.
Yeah.
Of sorts.
Yeah,
she didn't make a Dory joke. She could have been, I mean, I guess she was kind of forgetful, but that seemed more like a desperate Patricia Quinn situation and not a purposeful thing.
Yeah.
It's like she was afraid for Blair. It was like she was afraid to go in. Like, because she said something like, oh, I'd have to take my gardener, Rosa, and my assistant. Like, she kind of dipped her toe in. Like,
oh, I'm so rich.
They start and he's, Rue's like, oh, hi, Ellen, looking for love or something like that. And she was basically like,
I have a wife.
I have a wife. I'm married. Why am I here? But didn't mention Portia de Rossi,
right.
Portia and I love to do Netflix and chill. We're just obsessed. You could have like gone in on some of that or.
Yeah. I don't know. There were more opportunities for jokes that were not made. You left stuff on the table. You could have tried more things. So next is Jujubee. And I thought she definitely this was the best version that we've ever had.
Oh, for sure.
I thought she nailed the voice.
Nailed it.
Oh my God, I think you nailed it.
I love that it's become a meme.
I walk over sensually to the thermostat.
And turn up the thermostat to a sensible 74 degrees.
There was one that I loved that was like, what someone tagged us in it because it was very us energy. It was like, what's the perfect length of a movie? And then it's her, and it's just like a sensible 94.
It's my big, wet smile. She was fucking fabulous. But what really made it elevated it to just like the most fabulous was her and Shay as Flavor Flav, like playing with each other, connecting with each other.
I need a woman like you in my life. This shit don't work out. We should bang in the parking lot.
We haven't really talked about, like we said we would, the Snatch Game of Love of it all. I think when picking a character for Snatch Game of Love, you need to pick somebody who's either really flirty or like Flavor Flav was the perfect choice because he was on all of those shows. It's like catnip. It's like totally the right choice.
Actually, my one complaint for Jujubee was that like Eartha Kitt famously is, ooh, I need a man, or also I don't need a man. Like there's that interview where she's like, fuck him, I don't need a man.
If a man came into your life, wouldn't you want to compromise?
Stupid.
Like they're nice, but whatever. But also she has the song, ooh, I want a man, like, oh, c'est si bon, like I want someone rich and give me a yacht.
Yes.
Un petit yacht. No, You know, like I want all that. There was no reference to any of that.
I guess I appreciated that she wasn't just referencing things. Like she was Eartha Kitt, right? She answered the questions as Eartha Kitt. You know what I mean? And so that was very successful for me. You know, could she have thrown a reference in there here and there? Sure, but for me, she just embodied the essence of Eartha Kitt, and I was like, okay, here for it.
Yeah, a little New Faces of 1974.
I mean, come on. But she's not in You Can't Chop Your Mama Up in Massachusetts.
Massachusetts is a far cry from
New York.
No, you can't chop your mama up in Massachusetts. Massachusetts is a far cry from New York.
We are single-handedly bringing this to the light.
Yes.
No one else cares.
No.
Literally no one else cares. But yes, it's a different beast. Even though it's still, you know, Snatch Game, it's totally different. And I think Shay very calculatedly picked Flava Flav, and it was the perfect choice.
Yeah.
She was so fucking funny.
But I also think that Shay and Jujubee very calculatedly played off of each other. They were helping each other, and they left Blair out to dry. Obviously, they're quick with each other, and they have a good rapport, but they've used that to their advantage.
I don't know how this would have worked, but I was somewhat surprised they didn't both win together.
I thought, for me, it was such a clear top 3, bottom 3 situation that the idea that there was one winner and everyone else was in the bottom was absurd.
Absolutely. But Flava Flav and my big 14-inch clock.
You know what time it is? No, really, I'm asking. My clock's been stuck on 420 since 1985.
No, really, it's stuck at 420 for like 30 years. I don't know.
Even though it was absolutely not stuck at 420, but that's fine. Fine. Is that even funnier, maybe? Maybe. The look was perfect. It was so funny. I loved this.
The best way to keep warm is to pile in a bed with 6 other bitches. And by bitches, I mean teacup Pomeranians. Them dogs are so cute.
You remind me of my mom. She was bald too. Like, it was just like, what's happening? There's a lot of layers to what's going on here.
Yeah.
Shay was so quick.
Oh shit, there goes my gold-plated ring. You know how many child support checks I didn't turn in just so I could get this shit?
It was just really quick.
It was.
So funny.
And or she was prepared with things, and she was obviously very knowledgeable about the character, about Flava Flav. You know, like it was like, oh cool, I have all of these things in my head that I can grab, and or that she prepared but delivered in a way that did not seem prepared. It seemed right off the cuff.
It was so, when she was singing, doing that poem.
Roses are red, buses is yellow. I just realized that you are a fella.
This was when Blair, you know, hot potatoed the ball over to Juju. They were talking about, like, seduce me as a frog prince or something. Some weird question.
Right. Yes.
Ribbit. I am a lady frog. I am convincing you.
I loved it. I mean, that's why it was, I agree, it was really tough because for me, I think Juju delivered more iconic moments. Like her things were what were turned into memes, not Shay's. I think Shay did an amazing job. I probably would have split the win amongst the two of them or something, make them lip sync against each other. I don't know.
Just be like, anyway, we'll call the lip sync assassin next week. The two of you lip sync against each other.
Yeah.
Because they elevated each other so much. Like,
yes.
So it just seemed like a natural double win.
You're lost, my darling.
So what, we going to Red Lobster or what?
You got it.
All right, biscuits on you, and maybe later on me. Oh.
But then we get another Officer and a Gentleman parody with Rue and Jeffrey Bowyer-Chapman.
That was the end of The Bitchler, right?
Yeah. Love lifts me up where we belong. I think that's the song playing.
So quick commercial break, and we'll be back with the runway. Category is, I forgot.
Great. Prom Fantasy? They should have done Prom Night Fantasy.
Ooh, hello, Mary Lou.
I mean, with a magic fucking cape that's strangling you. Oh my God. Yes. Or Alexis Mateo could take this opportunity to ride down the runway on a demonic carousel horse.
So Rue comes down the runway, and oh my God, this was my favorite look of hers this season.
Oh, for sure.
I loved this huge. She looked like one of those Barbie doll cakes, you know, where it's like.
Oh yeah. I mean,
but she also looked like spin art.
It was Deborah Carr and the King and I spin art, and I was like, yeah, I'm here for this.
Yeah.
You need to be doing some waltz with Yul Brynner. Into it. Yeah. I love this.
Getting to know you, like, right? It's like the little kids. They made spin art together, and that became her dress.
We made your dress, Anna.
Yeah, love it, love it.
Oh, but I do want to talk about Rue's prom photo for a period of time. Obsessed, fucking obsessed. The spiky hair, these like wellies. They were like duck water boots. Yes.
Yes, I was obsessed, and I was like, I was literally 1/1000th as cool as this. I was like, not even that exciting. It was boring. I didn't even have the balls to go with my boyfriend because I was like not out. So I like went with a group of friends and we were there and whatever.
I was like ready for them to be like, and Michelle, here's your prom photo and here's your.
That'd be fun.
I'm honestly surprised Gigi didn't like go through the archives and find this and like do this look on her season, honestly.
Oh my God. I don't know if it was publicly available. I don't know.
Wouldn't put it past her.
I still was really wishing that someone came as, was it Never Been Kissed when they went as DNA?
Yes, because it was like couples throughout history was the prom theme for them. And
right.
So they were like the original pair, the DNA strand. Oh, it was so good.
Freaking nerds, love it. Also, She's All That prom queen. Wasn't that the bet that he could just get her to go to the prom with her? Remember when they have that choreographed Usher moment for like 8 minutes?
Hey guys, remember that dance I showed you?
Right about now, we're gonna do that dance I taught you.
Let's do it. What? What was there, after school classes? What are we talking about? What's going on? Also, it's none of the lead cast members. They're all extras that are clearly dancers. I love this.
Show me now.
I love high school fake movie prom.
Yeah.
If someone had worn, I always forget her name, Alex Mack.
Olenek. Yes.
Yes. If someone had worn her pink crop top tutued dress from 10 Things.
Yes.
I mean, I hated that dress, but I love the reference.
Cruel to be kind in the right measure.
Did I play that soundtrack out? Oh,
yeah.
Girl.
Yep. Cat.
Wow.
Retro review.
What's another word for engorged?
I'll look it up.
Swollen. Turgid. Tumescent?
Yeah, so category is prom dress fantasy.
Category is Prom Queen Fantasy.
First down the runway, Ms. Cracker in this hot pink. I didn't like the color. Hot pink, bejeweled bodice, feathery situation. She had like Laura Palmer's hair from Twin Peaks, and like all the zits and the mirror. And when she first turned the corner, I said, "Prom Queen Fantasy?" ? Like, is this your fantasy? But then she kind of explains it, and she's like, I wanted to be pretty and dumb and funny.
Right.
Or something like that. She says a few adjectives. And I was like, okay, you know what? I get it. That's fine.
And like the pimples were funny. Like, oh, sure, that's a silly, funny thing. But what are you telling me? I don't know. I didn't get a full concept.
I was surprised there weren't more crowns since it was Prom Queen Fantasy.
Fair. Although, I mean, everyone's going to get mad at us that we're taking it too seriously and too literally. And maybe they didn't tell them it was prom queen. They just said prom theme. I don't know.
Or maybe Mary Lou is going to come haunt them if they steal her tiara. So they had to stay away from it.
That's it. That's the answer.
But look out. She's going to peg your son in the back of a Cadillac. Whatever. Datsun? What was the car?
So the next is Alexis Mateo. And I thought this was one of her best looks.
I thought she looked beautiful. That face was beat. Looking back, Cracker and her had the same dress-ish.
Similar.
Red, the different colors. Bejeweled bodice, one leg out, floofy, hers was tulle, but like floofy skirt.
I thought Alexis decided to go just full eleganza prom queen fantasy. What would I do if I had been prom queen kind of thing?
No one did like a sash. There wasn't a lot of prom specific. I mean, there were some, but like some of them I thought, you look beautiful in that beautiful eleganza dress. And it didn't necessarily fully go prom to me, which is totally fine. I'm just saying it out loud. Speaking of prom, next up, India Farah in this like goth prom Elvira. Like she hangs out, like she's Elvira's in the gang.
She's a big fan of Elvira, let's say that. I don't know if she has any connection to. I'm not sure that Elvira would be on board. I don't know. This was a full miss for me.
It was like she reverted backwards for me fashion-wise, because I had been kind of like, oh, that's different. I was like kind of getting into what she was doing, and then it was like, oh no, you went back to the tarantula pussy, girl. What happened?
It's the hat with the feather and the ponytail to the floor and the glitter lips, your boobs out with X's and a tarantula or something on your vajayjay.
Well, it was weird. I mean, I guess, it's like a tan lace dress, but it was sort of like, where are your nipples? It's not a nude illusion, it's a nude dress. Okay.
But also like the breastplate went so low or something. It was like, oh, who's wearing an outfit where their boobs spill out of their dress?
Usually your tits are attached to your body. So the corset didn't have anything to oomph, so it was just like the breastplate, I think, was like on top of the corset in some ways, like hanging over.
Yeah. It wasn't like they were being heaved by the corset. They were because they're a breastplate.
I did think her head looked great. I loved the wig. While I don't fully understand why she was crying black tears at the prom, I thought it looked cool.
Thought it looked. I don't know.
She's goth. She cries black tears.
Well, you could like paint that on if you wanted to. Like, ooh, I'm goth. I'm gonna paint black tears because I'm so emotional. I don't know.
Anyway, I did like her head. I thought India's head, she just needs to be the queen from Return to Oz and take that head off and just put it on a different outfit.
There you go. How's her head?
I haven't had any complaints, as you show your hall of heads.
Love it.
You've seen that movie, right?
No, but I have seen that scene because you've shown it to me.
Oh boy. That was another one, like with Roger Rabbit, that really, it sticks with you.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So the next on the runway was Blair St. Clair in this like Klaus Nomi penguin's wife, red tuxedo gown. I was so obsessed with it.
Yes. Well, and I like that she really took a different angle. She wasn't just like, oh yeah, I'll do a gown. Duh. Like I want to play with it. I want to like, ooh, what's my prom queen fantasy, right? I thought she really nailed that of like, what's the fantasy?
This like sparkling little cropped wig, and it was tailored so well. Kind of like, remember Billy Porter wore that Christian Siriano, the gown tuxedo? Remember that?
Yes.
This was like, oh, bitch.
Yeah. This was an bitch.
Oh, bitch.
With the red and then the teal and the red top hat. Oh my God, get out of town. And she takes off the top hat.
Oh yeah. And
I thought this was my favorite look of hers.
Yes.
And I loved this. And for me, this saved her in my eyes.
Absolutely.
But, her Ellen was still not great.
But this did absolutely save her. Next was Jujubee in this butterfly. I loved this.
Lilac.
Yep.
80s. It was like 80s prom, but didn't look completely fugly.
Yes.
This huge fucking crimped hair with this was so cute.
Yes. This was prom queen fantasy, 80s butterflies. Love it.
Yeah.
Got it. Everything was clear. She told me a story. She looked great.
Yes, mama.
Oh boy. So the next on the runway was Shea Coulee, and I don't know if I liked this.
I liked it because she clearly had a very specific point of view.
It was impactful. I don't think I aesthetically liked it.
It was maybe a little cluttered.
Once she explained what it was, I was like, oh, that's awesome. I don't get it. Like, I don't see it.
Sure.
It looked like ketchup instead of blood. She was like Cabbage Head from Kids in the Hall. And then the pink with the red, and then like the nude illusion was severe, and the makeup was severe. It was so many ideas. I couldn't be mad at it. I wasn't like, this is bad. I was just like, I don't see it. And I also don't know if I love it. But it was a thing.
I liked a lot about it. I think I liked Jujubee's better.
I liked Blair's better.
Yes.
When she started to be like, it's rose petals and it's also Carrie and it's how I felt about it. I was like, oh, it just didn't quite read for me.
I think I liked it more than you, but I understand the problems with it. So, quick commercial break. We'll be back with a lip sync for your legacy, Miss Angie. And a lot to talk about, and Untucked, and all sorts of things. So, stay tuned. Well, so then Ru announces that if you're not the winner, you're in the bottom. And I think this is so stupid and I hate it. And I'm really annoyed that this is how it is for the rest of the season. Of course, there's only a few more episodes, so it doesn't really matter.
I was genuinely mad because there was so many really, really fantastic performances. If it had been that, everyone was...
Right, if everyone was kind of middling, fine. But like Juju and Alexis definitely were top three. Like they did great.
Like above and beyond top three. Like,
yeah.
Honestly, all three of them could have won.
Yep.
So, while you queens deliberate in the workroom on objects furniture.
On objects furniture. I mean, come on. We're not even trying anymore. How much money did objects give them? Objects.
I don't want to know. And if they gave them that much money, why could they not afford 2 rooms? Could you imagine how different this conversation and the vibe and everything would have been? Oof. Girl, can I talk to you in the Gold Lounge for a minute?
Oh, yeah. Hey. Our queen.
Our queen.
What? There would have been so many more opportunities for drama.
But yes, they all go back and everyone's kind of like, fuck. Like, what? This is fucked up, basically.
If you're not in the top from here on out, you're in the bottom. Thank God I'm in the top this week.
And Alexis is saying something about the whole she voted for Shay thing that keeps coming up, and she's basically like,
nothing against you. It was in my heart. And I knew you were not going anywhere.
That's not the angle to take. I was disappointed in her. And I was like, come on, girl. You can find a better reason. You can figure it out, make up something, like whatever it is, you need to have worked on that before.
Yes. So they all get back there, and Shay is basically like, I don't need to talk to anybody. I mean, I think at this point she was like, India's been in the bottom 4 times. I'm sending India home. I think.
Yeah, I think so too. And then India was like, oh shit, that means I'm going home. Let me talk to you in private.
I have everything that I need.
Can I request that I talk to you one-on-one if you don't mind?
Oh, yeah, sure. No, I don't mind.
These are the facts as we know them. India takes Shay aside and claims that Alexis and Mayhem actively tried to recruit her to vote for Shay that week to get her out because she's big competition.
Right.
What? We do know that there are no receipts for this because they would have showed them.
Yep. I think honestly what happened was like, because Alexis was very vocal in that episode of like, well, the judges came for Shay. Like we talked about it, right? She was like, well, the judges seem to think Shay, like she's talking about, I'm voting for Shay because this, and this. Now, is that campaigning against Shay? One could determine. Is that specifically plotting and saying, hey, if we get one more vote, we can get her out for good and then we don't have competition? I don't think so.
I still got a ton of tricks up my sleeve and my pants leg.
This is what I think happened. India said, fuck, I'm going home. I need to take the only swing I have and try this. And on some level, I'm not mad at, if this is the game we're playing, the Cersei, Lannister, dragons, what was Shangela talking about?
Game of Thrones, yeah.
Let's see, other words I know. Jon Snow, Ice King.
Winter is coming. I don't know.
Winter, Red Wedding, White Walkers. This is all through osmosis. I've literally not seen 1 second of Game of Thrones except when they show like a clip at the Emmys. So if this is the game we're supposed to play.
Right. Good for her. Yeah.
It was your only move.
She still deserved to go home, but like she tried. She tried.
It was your only move, girl, and you took it.
I think her perception of events and Alexis's perception of events are different, but the same events that occurred were somewhere in between, where it was like Alexis was like, well, I think Shea should go home, or I'm voting for Shea because that's what the judges said. And she was like, well, she's trying to get rid of you.
A calculated, come over here and we'll save you. You know, it wasn't like they made some pact or something.
No.
It will be interesting though when everyone comes back if Mayhem corroborates.
No, I didn't. India is a queen of stunts. She should have her own show in Vegas called the Stunt Queen.
And Alexis also seemed genuinely shook.
Yes.
I mean, she really should have seen it coming. But
You didn't see that one coming.
Neither are you.
we do know that there are no receipts though.
Yes. I mean, if there were receipts, they would have shown them.
I love that everyone was like genuinely like gagged.
If India is lying, she would have been a better actor. She would have been better at Snatch Game.
Maybe it's Alexis?
Is it Alexis? Is Alexis the villain?
So yes, once again, Jujubee is the light of our lives. I'm very excited. Not to say that I don't adore Shea and will absolutely be thrilled if she wins.
Yes.
But, you know, I find Jujubee to be an utter delight.
An utter delight. She absolutely just tickles me pink. Don't tell. She's having so much fun with it. And I think that's really such a breath of fresh air, you know, in this whole like voting nonsense. She's just like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm going to think about my cats.
I don't know if you guys know this, but my best friends are my two cats. Here's Pris. Here's Mister.
But we get to the lip sync, and I am loving all like the panel coming up, and all the queens sort of comment.
Oh, the shoes.
That's a short hill for Laganja.
Trinity? Is it Trinity?
Trinity? Oh, it could be Trinity. Wait.
Like everyone really wants it to be Trinity. The scrim raises up, and it's It's Miss Cracker.
No. Yeah, Miss Vanjie.
Lipstick assassin.
Thank you. I love Miss Vanjie. Don't get me wrong.
Love her. No
so much
tea,
fun.
No shade. No pink lemonade.
Every minute she was on that stage being Miss Vanjie, had a great time. Every minute of her lip sync, I was like, yeah, that's fine. She's on the Work the World tour.
That direct deposit, bitch. There's a lot of paperwork. And Shea has changed into a look that I liked. I don't know. It's like this Louise Brooks, you know, little 20s do. And this like sexy referee outfit.
At first I was like, yes, bitch. And then at the end I was like, you know, I just don't think I do like this look. The hair wasn't quite long enough or short enough or something. It was like Chicago, but not. And then it was like Chicago referee, but sexy, but also not. And I was like, what's happening?
You know, Velma Kelly on the vaudeville circuit, you know, doing Gypsy Rose. It was,
It was a lot. And it didn't quite work for me.
But I did love Miss Vanjie's wig.
Yes.
The braid up the middle and this hair. I was like, yes. Yeah. So they have to lip sync to Open Your Heart by Madonna. Oh, this really brought me back. It like took me back to a certain place. My sister played this CD out.
Love it.
This lip sync was okay.
It was fine.
Miss Vanjie's got they're like straight jacket sleeves only. A sleeved harness that she then takes. Ooh, I took off my sleeves, but they're still around my waist. Okay. But
right.
I didn't get it. I was like, okay, but why is it? Oh, and then I can put them back in case it gets chilly.
It was kind of 90s to me of like, ooh, I wrapped my sweater around my waist kind of vibe.
Yeah.
This just was like an okay lip sync. I don't know. I didn't love it. I wasn't mad at it. I wasn't like, this is garbage, but it just wasn't like, yes, I will remember this forever. I kind of already forgot it.
Shea gave me a little more, you know, stunts and shenanigans. You know, she did the splits.
Yeah.
She was grinding a bit. They were both fine. It was okay. Did you notice how there was like really weird angles and close-ups? And like we didn't see their feet for large periods of time. Did you notice this?
I don't know if I did.
Weird, like Miss Vanjie's in the foreground, out of focus, and Shea's all the way back here in focus. Right. It was shot and edited in a way that was different than they've done in the past.
Maybe Sarge was sick or something.
It was weird.
So Shea wins. She reveals that she has picked No, India. She picked India.
And then India gives some sort of dissertation about the 4 H's and honesty and...
I want you to live happy. I want you to listen to your heart, okay? I want you to remain humble, and most of all, be honest.
And then she goes up to Shay and says, I was not lying to you. I mean, I was like, bitch, that's, I mean, double, triple down.
I was not lying to you.
If she is lying, fuck.
Right.
That's like you're already kicked off.
Right, and she's just trying to stir the shit.
She thinks she's coming back.
Maybe.
I don't know. So this week on Untucked, Ru Tarzan calls for Miss Vanjie. There's Carol Burnett. What's this? What's happening? What's going on? It was like a Wilhelm scream too. It was like straight, like they didn't re-record it. It was like, here's a sound effect of a Tarzan call.
Ru seemed to be having fun this episode, which was always, it's always nice when Ru is just like goofy, baloofy. But
yeah. So Miss Vanjie shows up. She has a lot to say as usual.
Yep.
Most of the footage was of her brushes. It was as if she said so many things they needed to like
fill it in with,
Frankenstein it together, that they were just like, show more of her brushes. Cut back to the brushes. It was weird, right? Maybe I'm the only one that cares or notices these things, but. And, then there's more discussion. This is when Blair's really Nancy Drew in it, and they're really trying to get to the bottom of it. Nothing new was particularly found out.
The thing is that it's like, well, in the worst case scenario, worst whatever, let's say that Alexis did campaign and tried to get Shay sent home. Those are the rules of the game that they were brought to play and were presented to them. So it's like, don't hate the player, hate the game. I don't know. This is stupid.
Shows like Survivor or Big Brother, that's the point. Often the person you hate the most wins because they did every single thing they fucking could to win. And that's why I don't think this format works with, the Big Brother people aren't like showing you their art and being creative and showing you who you are and like their skill sets of all of these things. They're sitting in a house trying to outwit each other.
Right.
And,
it is
whatever.
That is a strategy game. This is a talent show or
so it's like, what are we doing?
A competition of talent.
Oh boy. Well, so yes, anyway, this was a very good Snatch Game, a fun episode. There was lots of dress shenanigans. It was, entertaining, all of the above.
It's a good episode when there's at least one meme that comes out, and this one had a couple.
Right.
So, Juju being her
ribbit.
sensible. Oh, ribbit. I'm a leading frog. Oh my God, I loved it. Loved it.
Am I convincing you?
And cheers to India Farah. She came back and she did what she wanted to do. She showed a good showing, and that's lovely.
It'll be an interesting reunion.
I hope so.
Cheers.
Cheers.
A man comes into my life and you have to compromise for what? For what?